All right, welcome to the Brown Spade podcast show. And as we do on Sundays, this is God Talk. This is God Talk 8. And we're going to talk about a variety of subjects. But before we get started, well, let me first say, Merkel Mike, welcome, man. I'm glad you came on. So I got to give you a shout out. Thank you again for your support. Thank you again for your prints. We here. So if y'all need those prints, y'all get at myself or Cleveland and support the movement. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna talk about this Kevin thing first, and then we'll dive into some more stuff.
Okay.
Other day, oh, by the way, I want to congratulate myself and my wife. We had a little baby girl.
Congratulations. I'm a godfather.
Yeah, Cleveland is the godfather. So I'm very proud, very honored, and very privileged. And I tell you, man, it's a feeling I really can't describe.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can put something together. I do plan on putting something together, a little contribute to my wife and my daughter. But so let's just get back at business at hand. So the other day, and this was right before this was like earlier that morning before I took my wife to the hospital to deliver the baby. I was watching Boyce Watkins, and he made some statements. I mean, again, he's entitled to his statements. That's what let me say that. But I'm going to say, and I support him. I mean, I am a subscriber.
Me too.
And I'm not one of those subscribers who when I disagree with you, I'm going to unsubscribe. I'm not petty like that. But I will say that apparently Kevin Samuel must have struck a nerve with you when he was alive, because you already done a show and then you came right back. And so I didn't like that. I thought it was very distasteful. I thought that Boyce Watkins, you always make it clear that you are a financial guru, and you went to school and you was in Syracuse, and you always making it about, you was one of those educational guys when it comes to your finances, your education and finances. And with that being said, I just thought that you were still a little tart, a little bitter about some comments that he made in the past. Because again, I felt like you got personal, and again, you say you never met him, so you can't get personal with someone that you never met
and that you don't know.
You can't say it's personal. You could just say you respectfully disagree. So in this case, I don't know you. I respectfully disagree. So and I'm going to say this too, and I don't know Kevin either. But I will say, I question, and not just that, but let me just go into some of the things he said, Cleveland, and then I go a little further. So Mr. Watkins, he stated that he said people criticize people who criticize, who date out of their community. He said that they shouldn't have a voice. Basically, what he was saying, they should not criticize outside. If they're dating outside of their race and they don't invest in the black family healing, not trying to create healing for black relationships, not in the trenches with black women. If you're not invested in the black woman, this is quote unquote exactly what he said. If you're not invested in the black woman, then keep your effing mouth shut. Well, keep your effing mouth shut. And then I heard his wife in the background. So he was videoing it while his wife was in the background, but he had his avatar up, and I heard his wife say, "Oh, I'm finna go," meaning she disagreed with it herself. And so, I'm looking at it because he was making, and prior to this, what I just wrote down, he was basically saying that because Kevin Samuels, the young lady he was with, was Latino, and apparently he don't date black women, then he shouldn't have a voice or should speak on black people. And then earlier before that, and because he said so much stuff, so earlier before that, initially he said people who don't, if you're not with a black, dating or married to a black person, and then later, and that's what I just read, he came down, and that's why I know he got back personal again, because he started talking about the black woman again. Because initially he was saying anybody, because he's kind of danced on a little bit about the vice president, Kamala Harris. So I thought that was kind of crazy. So I just want to say this. I am married to what you guys may consider a Latino woman. Again, these words are all made up by Europeans. You know, my wife didn't even know what the word Latino was, to be honest with you. And she's an educated woman. Now she knows that she's a Dominican. She might know what it is now after I explained it to her. But just for Boyce Watkins, and he might not get this, and even if he don't, it's just an educational point. First of all, race is a social construct.
Yes.
It is invented.
It was.
The human race come from Africa, no matter what color you are, white, Asian, what you may call Latino, Arab, anybody that's walking this earth. The origin of humanity came out of Africa, both male and female. That's one. Two, Latino is not a race.
It's not.
So it's not a race.
It's not.
So if you didn't know that, then no, that was just a little educational thing. So Cleve, before we go any further, what's your take on that, brother?
Yeah, I think he's upset with the fact that Kevin Samuels have surpassed a lot of these guys who have been in that in that world as far as YouTube,
social media. Yeah.
Social media. Like, yeah. I think he's upset. And I think a lot of these guys are upset because when he was alive, they wasn't coming at him like this. They may say a couple of things, but they wasn't making
not to this degree. Not to this degree. I say not to this degree.
No,
they coming out more than ever before.
Whole show. They would make a whole show about
right.
This.
They coming out more than ever before. Right.
And the thing is, I didn't agree with some of the things Kevin Samuel said and did. Right. You know, and it's fair, you know, because me and him are different. But I don't care how much you want to argue with him, how much you don't like his delivery, how much you don't like his suits, how much you think he gay, all that. He had facts, statistics, and evidence of 90.9% of the stuff that he talked about.
True.
He every now and then he go off his feelings.
Right.
But most of the time, he had facts and statistics. And that's the problem with our community. We don't want to identify with facts and statistics. We want to go strictly off of I feel. And that's why we behind in everything. That's why we're behind in everything.
Right. Because feelings getting us nowhere.
Because we go off of we don't go off of statistics. We don't go off of proof. We don't go off of data. We go off of feelings. Yep. And no, I like you said, I won't disown
subscribe.
Yeah, I wouldn't, subscribe or want him canceled because that's the way he feels. But we can have that conversation. But the problem is, guess what? You and him can't even have that conversation because this man is deceased now. And that's the problem with us black men. We let's have a conversation. We can agree to disagree because they both of the men are brilliant and they bring information to our community.
Yep.
So I wouldn't disown him because he said that by Kevin Samuel. I wouldn't disown Kevin Samuel because he said the things he said.
Right.
I have a couple of people, you know, who I'm friends with on on Facebook that talked about, you know, Kevin Samuels, but I would not disown you. I wouldn't remove them from being my friend because he said I will. I wouldn't disown them because there is other things that they bring to our community. Now, Merk, to agree with you, if you toxic all the way through and you don't bring nothing to our community or to our friendship or to our relationship, then yeah, I will disown you. I've done that several times.
Right.
But we can agree to disagree.
Right. And my thing is too, and let me, before I know I got so much, I'm just saying, because again, I just had to just dissect what he was saying. He said, don't invest in black family. Kevin always talked about the black family. So
and
again, either you didn't listen to what he was saying, or you got personal with this man. You also said that if he didn't invest in the trenches with the black woman, he was trying to help the black woman for them to stop being overvaluing themselves to the degree where they're looking over good quality men, good decent men. They don't necessarily make 6 figures, but they are quality men. That's all. That's basically what he was saying. Now, did you like his approach? Did you like his delivery? The way he did it, the way he structured up his, you know, he was bluntly honest, brutally honest. Yeah, okay, you have that right to disagree, but you can't tell him how to be him. Just like I can't tell you how to be you. I just respectfully disagree.
Everybody received information differently. He just, believe me, his way of doing it, somebody got it. Even if it's just 1 or 2 people. You got some people, like for instance, if you got 4 kids, you can't discipline them all the same way.
Right.
You just can't.
Right.
Everybody receives information different. Yeah, everybody receives information differently. So it's and you got to think. So you telling me none of the stuff that he said or did, it didn't apply to nobody, no women?
Right. And you telling me that everything that Kevin said. Now he got over a million million followers. You telling me some of that stuff didn't resonate with them? That's why they was tuned in.
84% of his people his subscribers women.
Right. So again, that's all I'm saying, man. You got to stop. Again, you can do what you want to do, but to get personal with the man. And one more thing I'm gonna say before we move forward, Cleve. I just think there's a lack of respect for the deceased. Mm-hmm. And Vivica Fox said some stuff. You know, she said that's karma. You know, I mean, everybody wishing the man death upon the man. I just.
But to me, that's another thing, Daniel. They kill me with that karma. I understand karma does exist. Like, for instance, a person that's out here selling drugs, you know, robbing folks and stuff like that.
Right.
If he get killed, yes, that's karma. That's I do believe that's karma.
And then the other rumor out, they was talking about he died with only $1,000 and all this crazy stuff. That man had way more. Let me tell you, that man had over 1 million subscribers.
But I don't care if he had 2 cents, Daniel. Is what he's saying facts? I don't care if he had 2 cents in his bank.
Right. But I'm just saying, for the record, that man was making over $50,000 a month just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now remind you now, because I've also saw one of his friends who has a YouTube channel. He was saying that Kevin was also getting paid off of the advertising.
Endorsement. Well, advertising.
So for people to say that this man died with, you know, and they was quick to, and the thing is, why is it in our community? Just riddle me this, Mr. Watkins. Why is it in our community, the same black community, always trying to find something negative about a person that they disagree with? We're notorious for that. And
it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. This might be a little bit off the topic, but I even in the news, when a black man or anything commits a crime, they're gonna use thug, they're gonna use killer. They're gonna use all types of things to identify. But when a Caucasian person commits a crime, they're gonna show you a totally different light. And this man could have killed 20 people, but they're gonna show a different light on this man's name or anything. Even with the cop that just killed herself, they still, you didn't see them all on the news talking about, yeah, she deserved that. She
that's karma. Yeah, that's karma. You know, we just Yeah, absolutely right, Cleve. I agree with you.
You didn't see that. You didn't see that.
I agree.
It's crazy.
And not to mention, you know, people was always donating on his channel. You know, they had to, when they got the people's in his what they call it, I forget what they call it. The little private thing where they send the money to. Yeah. I mean, Kevin was getting it in, man. So that's just crazy.
Merk know the name of it.
It's called super chat. Yeah, super chat. And but that's crazy. Hey, Rolanda, how you doing? I hope everything good. Would you thank you for your support? Yeah, but I just think it's crazy, man. I just think in our community we have to respect the dead, even when we disagree with the person. Just respect the dead. Yeah. You know, and my thing is, I'd rather for you to throw all your rotten tomatoes when a person alive than when they're down. I've always been taught never kick a man when he's down. Yeah, I've always been taught that. So
because this man got family, he got a child. Like, come on.
And recently this morning, you know, while I was trying to prepare the show, Cleve, I was somebody else done went and found a man's daughter, and she started talking about her relationship with Kevin, and it's, you know, and I mean, it didn't sound great. So just be looking out for that one too. But I'm just saying it was bad because, you know, and I'm not going to go into details because I don't even want to put that out there. But she was just talking about, you know, their relationship, and again, it wasn't the most positive one from the way she explained it. And again, I'm gonna say this: as men, as black men, especially when we get a divorce, we know the temperature change, the narrative change. So Kevin could have been that great guy, but if that mother painted that picture that way, that's the way the daughter gonna see it. And I'm gonna leave it like that because I don't know them on a personal level. But I when she was talking that talk, I was like, yeah, okay, okay. But anyway.
Hey, Miss Rhonda, what's going on, sis?
Hey, yeah, okay. So we're gonna move forward. So I was just thinking, a while back, you know, Cleve was telling me about it because I saw him shooting, and I mentioned it. Cleve said he know the person or whatever. He knew the person that was a person child. One happened somewhere in Welcome somewhere out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, even just before that and after that, I turn the TV on every day. And even though I'm in the Dominican Republic, I can get some channels in Miami. Man, we are. Or you could just turn this YouTube on too. I mean, we really have a gun problem. We have a gun problem in the United States of America. And don't anybody really want to acknowledge that. I do believe in the right to bear arms. So anyway, before I go further, I would just like to this was another one I thought that was interesting, and then we'll go even further.
An AR-15 off the street and used it to fire shots at two women outside her home. WRD's Bria Jones spoke one-on-one with that woman about the encounter and joined us live from 201 Poplar to share her side of the story. And Bria, what did she have to say? Did she indeed admit to buying this AR-15?
Well, Stephanie, Jasmine Rice admitted to me she bought the AR-15 for $200 off the streets. She says she bought it to protect herself from a group of women who threatened her life. This violent text, too vulgar to fully show, includes the line, "You gon' get beat," just as simple as that. It's why Jasmine Rice says she was all smiles in this mugshot after her arrest for 2 counts of aggravated assault on Saturday.
When they want to jump me, that's life threatening. for me.
In the affidavit, 2 women told police they were walking near Rice's home in the Levi Landing complex in the Westwood area when she fired shots toward them from an AR-15. But Rice tells a different story. She says the women used to be her friends and were upset she had FaceTimed the father of one of the girl's children.
He sent it to her because they got some issue going on with her last baby where it's not supposed to be his. And like I told him, why use my picture as a pawn?
After numerous threats, Rice tells WREG she filed this report on Friday evening. That night, she says she bought the assault rifle off the street, not knowing the girls would return to her home the next day.
They came kicking my door. I said, get from my house. They so big and bold. They not scared. They want to fight so bad. So yeah, I fired in there. Boom. They dug down. And she laughing.
Rice says she fired 4 shots in the air.
I had to handle my business. I got 4 children in here. My mom is in here.
After that, she says the women busted her bedroom window. Days later, and she says the threats haven't stopped. She says it's unfair. She had to post a $40,000 bond and is now being forced to move when they are in the wrong. Do you regret buying the gun and firing those shots?
I do not regret it. I'm going to protect my home. I'd rather protect myself than let somebody beat me before I get justice.
No, Rice tells me she has filed another police report.
Please, you saw that?
No, this is my first time.
I'm saying, did you see it on the video?
No.
I was trying to pull it up, but well, you was able to hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. I was trying to get it where we can see it. I still gotta figure that part out. But yeah, man, that's crazy.
Where was this at? Where was it at?
It was in Tennessee, Memphis.
You know what's sad?
She bought an AR-15 with
Why would a woman
What's up, Shells? How you doing, bro?
that she would
Shout out to
need
Shells.
that type of assault weapon? Why?
Right.
Why would she think she would need? And I'm gonna tell you why. The music, television, these shows.
Yeah.
Why would a woman need that much?
Right. Not to mention that oh, he said send the link. I have to pull it back up, man. I think I'm exited out. I was trying to stop the reporter from talking. But yeah, I definitely send the link. I try to send the link. But anyway, I thought it was crazy because not only that, Cleve, these used to be a homegirl. They fell out. And she ready to kill him. You know, because they threatened her. Over a dude because something about somebody posting. Basically got too much time.
Ray.
Basically, they got too much time on their hands. That's what it is. Too much time on their hands.
Why? I don't understand why that type of weapon? Like, what made you think that was the? I mean, a 22, a 380.
Right.
Why that type of weapon?
She went to get the AR. She wanted the big rifle for her ex-friends. That's crazy.
Why that type of weapon? Not a knife, not a slingshot.
Right.
She want that type of weapon, man.
Right. And so we are living in I mean, America is a violent country. And a lot of Americans done got so immune to that it became the norm now. You know, it's like so-and-so got shot. Oh, okay. You know, it used to be when we were little, you know, so-and-so got shot. Oh man, we empathize and sympathize, and you know, even if we don't know the person, oh man, what happened? You know, now we just like, I've heard other people say just another end dead. I've heard that, you know, they die every day. I've heard that.
So here's my look at it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm looking at it totally different. She says she want protection, right?
She says she wanted protection.
I'm pretty sure she's had protection in her life because she got 4 damn kids, right? Right? She got 4 kids, and I'm willing to bet you she probably got 2 or 3. The way she talking, she probably got 3 or 4 different baby daddies, right? I'm willing to bet you.
Chances are.
She didn't have
Chances are.
She didn't have several types of protection in her life.
Right. Right. Yeah. Chances are. Yeah.
You want protection? Don't get a gun, get a man.
Right.
Because that's what we do. We protect and provide.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about a boy. I'm talking about get a man. Get you a man.
Yeah.
Hell, you would have came out better with a dog.
Here's another thing how I looked at it, Cleve. I looked at it like this too. I said, okay, she bought, first of all, she bought the gun off the street. She don't know if the gun hot, whatever. And so for those who don't know what hot is an illegal gun, and she bought it, and it could
probably got bodies on it.
Some crime on it.
That probably got bodies on it.
Could have some bodies on it. And so she paid $200 for it, but she had to spend more than $200 to get out of jail. You see how crazy that is? It was easier for her to get a gun, but it was harder for her to get out of jail. That's what I'm talking about.
Here's my question. What man would sell a woman? Come on, man. What man would sell a woman that type of gun?
He said, but she didn't wear protection. Might be crazy. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, she been protecting the wrong thing, Mark.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So I'm driving yesterday to go to Douglasville.
Right.
And right before you get the Fairburn Road exit, it had about 9 or 10 sheriff cars.
Right.
On the side of the road. And they had a Tesla pulled over. I promise you, it had to be about 8 folks they had sitting in a circle on the ground. Black, young black kids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And the first thing came to my mind is, why is that many of y'all, knowing the temperament of the country right now, why is that many of y'all in that one car? And I know people like say, they can't just pull you over because you black and did that, but they do.
Right.
They do.
Right.
So, okay, they do. They do it all the time. Are we gonna still keep arguing and telling our kids, look, you got your rights? They don't give a goddamn about your rights.
Right.
They don't care about your rights. So in order to prevent that, what are we telling our kids? First of all, I know if they had them all lined up like sitting like that, they looking for something.
Right. But in most cases, Cleve, because we're in the climate now where, dude, marijuana is like everybody. If you ain't smoking marijuana, is like everybody want to be a part of the marijuana smoking. And I'm not knocking anybody for that. That's fine. And I'm talking about our youth right now. But I'm saying we got some old heads, y'all smoke weed or whatever. That's fine. But I'm talking about now, it's more ever you smoking marijuana than ever before.
And it's crazy to me, Daniel, because I'm like, why do you have to do it in public when you know that they're gonna lock you? You're not in California, you're in Georgia. You know they're gonna lock you up, man. Like, not
to mention the laws change from county to county.
County to county, yes.
So this is not Atlanta.
No, it
changed. You said what we said, Douglas. What was it?
It's Douglas County.
Douglas County. So they're gonna go by the laws of Douglas County.
And I'm telling you, man, they had stuff all. I wasn't trying to be nosy, but I seen they had stuff all out on the ground. So I'm pretty sure this probably was alcohol and all type of stuff.
Yeah.
What are we telling our kids? Are we telling them, you got your rights? You lose your rights when you step in that car and you illegal, them rights go out the goddamn window. They gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. And then on top of that, even if you are legal, they're gonna look at you as a black person riding in a nice car. So that's an issue too. So why not be? It feels good for me to drive and the police jump behind me and run my tag. And when he pull up beside me, I look at him and smile. and keep it moving. Instead of him pulling up behind me and I'm putting the gun up under the seat or you know, throwing the drugs out the window. Like, come on, man.
But most of these, a lot of these killings, if you watch TV, they also have gotten younger. And so these killings and murders and shootings about, and it's ranging from somewhere like as early as 13, 14 years old up to, let's say 25, 27, around that age. I mean, and this is going rampant, and it's all in the so-called urban areas, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's the Bronx, whether it's, you know, Philly. These young people are really hanging out, trying to build this reputation. And I'm like, man, they're not even thinking about school no more. I mean, everything is driven off violence, and it's all about this. Everybody want to be so-called affiliated with these gangs now.
And our men are dangerous out here, but our women, oh my goodness, man. I'm seeing, you know, I hung out a little last night, you know, celebrating, you know, a family member's birthday. And I was what they, you know, popped up on the strip, and I'm seeing women just like how we used to see dudes back in the 80s and the 90s in the street, like and I'm seeing like flocks of women doing this, and I'm sitting there. I'm at awe.
What age group is this?
You talking about like from 19 to damn near 40 something. Just the women. I'm now the men they out there doing it, but it's not as many men that's out there wilding from what I'm seeing than the women. One girl, she in the middle of the street and she on her cell phone, a dude blowing her horn for her to move. She throw her middle finger up and I'm like, this is insane. I think about when we used to go back in the days, Freaknik and go clubbing or whatever.
Right.
I was not seeing women act like that.
Right.
Now these women are just outrageous, man.
Yeah. But okay, let's see what Miss Carter said. She said, fellas, there's nothing wrong with a woman having a gun. If she has a man at home, he still have to leave for work. That is true. How can he protect her if he's not at home? I mean, I definitely agree. I'm not saying that
agree.
I'm not saying that a woman shouldn't have a gun. I'm saying that my question is not even about man or woman. I think Cleveland can. That was what he was referencing. He'll correct that. I mean, he'll explain his saying of that. But my thing is, I think Cleveland was saying that the type of gun. He wasn't talking about she don't have the right not to have a gun. AR-15, that is extreme. I will say that that's part of our problem in the urban cities. We should not. I believe in people should have the right to bear arms. I used to own guns
legally,
right, and I had to sell them all because I don't live there anymore in the United States. But I think that those type of guns, those high power rifles should not even be sold. And I will say that I feel like they should not be sold. I mean, they should have pistols and you should have hunting guns, and that's about it. But a person should not own, which I did have. I had assault rifles myself, so I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like, you know, but I had it because I know other people have it, if that make any sense. I have it because the society I was living in, this is what they have. So you have
because you don't want to bring a knife. You don't want to bring
like they say, fight fire with fire. So I did have an AR. I did have an AR. I did own an AK-47. I did have a pump shotgun, and I had some pistols as well. So I've owned several guns. I used to. But I'm saying that the only reason why I purchased them, because I know that these were the type of guns that were on the street. On this lady's behalf, she went about it the wrong way. Illegal. You don't go purchase a gun off the street.
Illegal.
If her gun was legal and she's in the state of Tennessee where you don't have to have a permit, she got locked up for discharging in the public. Probably got her for that, and the gun was illegal. It was not legally hers.
Yeah. And,
So
that's what I started the conversation saying. Like she
wound up getting more money. She wound up spending more money getting out of trouble than she did. She thought that the gun was going to be the problem solver, but it wound up getting her in trouble. Now let's take this a little bit further. If this same lady would have because those girls was banging on the door, whatever, she didn't want to do it. She didn't really want to hurt her friend. She really did not want to.
That's why she shot in the air.
That's why she shot in the air. But had she felt any kind of need to point that rifle and shoot one of her ex-friends, she would have been in jail, and she would have been doing 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
And those same 4 kids that she said she protected would have been unprotected because she's behind bars. That's how the story goes.
And what I was saying when I started, I said she could have got a 25 or 38. Right. Any of these things. Right.
I don't think they heard the beginning of what you were saying. That's why I said you'll clear it up, because sometimes people, they're trying.
I'm not saying women should not have
guns. Right.
You should legally have a gun. And then here's another thing. She said she got 4 kids, right?
Right.
One of those kids get a hold to that gun. Then what?
And that happens all the time.
Well, then what?
That happens all the time.
Then what?
One of her kids could have been a teenager, and he wanna or she wanna think that they wanna, let me show my friends, and take that same AR outside and discharge it on somebody else by mistake.
And then listen to the storyline. She bought that gun the night before she had to use it, right?
Crazy.
So did she sit down with her kids and say, hey, this is mommy's weapon. This weapon is used for this. This weapon is used for that. Do not touch this. Do not do this. Do not do. She didn't have time to do none of that. Even if she was. So in reality, she put her kids more in jeopardy than anything, because you didn't shot up in the air at these folks. These folks know where you live. Why not call the police?
On a level of morality.
Why not call the police?
Yeah, but on a level of morality, what did those 4 kids learn from that? Did they think that that's a good thing to do? I'm just gonna buy a gun because if I feel like my life is threatened. So now that's how they're gonna be programmed now. So now when they go off to school, and kids being kids, sometimes kids get into little fist fights, fisticuff. Guess what? If mom may have a pistol next time, that kid may say, you know what? I feel like my life threatened, even though it's not really threatened, but that's how kids can feel when they're dealing with, altercations. Take that gun to school and boom, just like that. What's up, Andre, man? Shout out to Andre, man. Hey, bro. Hey, man. Thanks for the support, man. I just had a beautiful baby girl too, man. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Andre and Andrea out in Colombia. Yeah, that's my YouTube.
Bro.
Yeah, that's my YouTube, buddy, man. Good guy, man. Good guy. Been very instrumental. I appreciate everything, brother.
Yeah,
we have a serious gun problem in the United States, and it's bigger than her. I was just showing that as an example. These kids, these young black people, they're pulling out these guns. I mean, as quick as they can even think, but they're not even thinking about reasoning. They're not even thinking about consequences and repercussions. They're not thinking about that. It's like kill or be killed. That's the mentality. It's kill or be killed.
Rhonda, you said she didn't have time for that. She did have time before she went and bought the gun. She could explain to her kids, hey, I need to go get protected. She had time. She did have time.
Right. And just like Cleveland stated, if she, just like she showed the news media her phone and they threatened to text her phone, she should have used that same phone to dial 911.
Yep. And put out a restraining order on these people. I'm willing to bet you she didn't do that.
No.
How much you want to bet she didn't do that? How much you want to bet she didn't do nothing legal to protect her and her kids? She did nothing legal. I'm willing to bet she didn't do nothing legal to protect her or her kids.
Right.
Nothing. She went out and bought a gun and she disarmed it.
Right.
I don't she was dead wrong in every in all the whole situation. You saying she didn't have time? She did have time. Right before she bought the gun, she knew she was gonna go buy that gun.
She had more time to think about it all the way through. It wasn't like a life and death situation. That's the way she put it, but that's not really what it was. She just really, don't know. Let me just say this: don't know anybody want to get beat up. Let me say that.
And here's the thing: she went to jail, right?
And she went to jail.
So while she was in jail, was she able to protect her kids then?
Right.
She was able to protect them then,
and that's what I said.
Came back retaliated.
She didn't think about
her kids.
Right. That's what I said, because if she had she been blessed to have a mother who is still alive, who is still her mother lived with her. Had her mother not lived with her, guess what? Those kids are being foster home. That's what I'm saying. From a morality point of view, you got to look at the whole entire playing field before you make these decisions.
So here's another thing, Daniel. Is DFACS gonna get involved and take them kids from her?
No, because her mother was her mother lived with her. But here's the thing: she violated the rules on the premises on which she lived. So chances are she might have the voucher, quote unquote, Section 8. That's why she got him. Now she got to move. That's the part. I don't know if you heard that part. She got to move.
I didn't hear it, but because to me that was she put them kids' life in jeopardy. She really did.
Okay. Well, here's what we was talking about, Brother Andre. Well, earlier, we was talking. I played a audio of the young lady. She out of Memphis, Tennessee. She had a gun. She went and bought a gun the night before. She had an altercation with her friends that they was threatening her over the phone. So they talking smack to each other, and she purchased an AR-15. And so when she purchased the AR-15, she paid $200 for it. The girl came off the street. They came to the house. She came to the front porch, discharged it. I want to say once or twice. And I think she discharged it twice. And then before the girl stormed off, they threw a brick or rock through the window and they left. However, the police came, arrested her, and so she had to bail herself out. So we were talking about just how violent America is with guns in general, and I was just using her situation as an example on how violent this country, how violent America is becoming.
And we have a gun problem.
And we have a serious gun problem.
We have a big illegal gun problem.
As we were saying earlier, Andre, that I do believe in the right of having the right to bear arms, but I don't believe in the type of guns that are on the streets. It should not be for everyday people. The high power rifles. I disagree with the high power rifles. Okay. That go Players for Life.
we didn't have several topics, fool.
Well, yeah, we about to get. Well, we still talking about gun violence, so we go into the next one. So yesterday, you had 10 people who are killed and 3 were wounded in a mass shooting. This was at a Buffalo grocery store. Okay, so you got this young white male. He was he entranced into the white supremacy ideology. So this young man, I guess by getting his information from his white supremacist sources, decided he would drive over 200 miles to a black neighborhood, killed 10, injured 3. This happened on yesterday in Buffalo, and they were specifically.
He's still alive, then?
He's still alive.
Which I figured he would be if he didn't take his own life. Right.
Yeah. So the authorities identified him as an 18-year-old, and he come from a small town in the rural southern tier of Buffalo. And his go by the last name of Gendrum. Gendrum drove over 200 miles to mount his attack, he also live streamed it. He also live streamed his attack, which I thought was again, it just shows you the craziness. And it also goes to show you the mindset, because for him to be 18, to be in that type of circle of whether it's hatred, even if it wasn't hatred, we still got a lot. And that's what I'm saying. It's bigger than this. So I hate how they try to make it more than just a racial thing. Again, racism always gonna be there in the United States. Let's be clear about that. But gun violence is on an all-time high in all urban cities. And so that's where I'm at with it. So I'm looking beyond this incident because we have a serious problem. America has a serious problem with those guns on the street. But I think this is by design. I think this is the way how they just help keep the numbers down as far as populating. I could look at it from a racist point of view. I could say it's a cleansing. Who knows? But again, I can't blame. I don't want to play the victim because most of those killings, do police brutality exist? Yes, it exists. We kill each other more than anybody. So I'm dealing with the truth. And so that's what I'm concerned about, because just because somebody put guns on the street don't mean you have to buy them. Just because if you bought a gun don't mean you have to fire it because you got emotionally charged because somebody said something or did something. I just think I think this overall, this is bad. I just think it's too many guns out on the streets. A lot of these young kids, they're breaking into these gun stores. They stealing guns. A lot of them break into these vehicles. They busting your windows. They know you're going to keep it in the console. They know you're going to keep it under the car seat. They know that. So this is why a lot of windows are being bust when you see these ones. They're looking for guns. They're looking for things.
Yeah, they looking for money
and things to profit from.
And guns. Yeah.
The technology as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's I just said, yeah, my wife, even if we move to the States, I would be hurt if anything happened to her. And that's where I'm at with it too, Andre. I'm not, I question myself all the time. I wake up every day and say, do I really want to go back? And I promise you, man, the answer is no.
Hey, if
no for me.
I'm not gonna let you come back.
and I'm gonna be honest with you. Andre, brother Andre. I don't even want to get buried in the United States.
I'm not gonna let you come back.
I'm debating on whether I'm gonna get cremated or not, but I don't even want to get cremated in the United States. I'm there with it, man. It's like, dude, it's the illusion. It's the illusion of you're gonna go there and your life gonna change. And a lot of these people, they leave these places like Colombia, they leave these places like the Dominican Republic, and they go there and they get caught up. They leave Africa, they go there, get caught up when they was already in their own paradise. They didn't realize it.
Yeah.
They don't even realize it. It's like all of your food is natural. Now you leave the natural food to go eat synthetic food. You're going to eat natural food to eat GMOs. I'm coming back. I come back just for the visit, and that's it for me. But I don't
beach and everything.
I don't see myself. I don't see myself being there. I don't. I ask myself this because I want to be as honest and transparent to myself as I can honestly be, and I don't see it. Not to mention the expense. Not to mention the expense. A lot of people right now, and I know I'm jumping. Well, this guy talks, so we all over the place. So we change subject on Sundays, Andre. So we talk about a variety of things.
All right, so we gonna lighten it up because this all this gun play and everything. I'm a switch top.
Yeah. So Andre with me, we ain't even trying to ship our body. We don't even want to be buried over there. You know. I have, like I say, my mom living there, and I might see a friend or two, and that's about it. Got a host of family. I love you, but I'm gonna love you from here.
FaceTime. Hey, I love you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All that.
I just see it differently, and I've always seen it differently. I've always seen it differently. And Cleve could tell you, he could tell you, initially I was going to Africa.
We both was trying to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initially,
wherever you went, I was coming.
I was on my way to Africa.
Same town.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Daniel. So,
what you got?
Congratulations on your little, bundle of joy.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing, and I want to shift more towards that. As far as being a father.
Yep.
And we talked earlier, and I just was saying that, man, I don't understand how a baby could come into this world.
Right.
I can hold that baby, smell that baby, kiss that baby, and then don't want to be a part of that child's life.
Right.
It's amazing that, we was talking about it earlier, and we were saying, the fathers of today are way more involved than the fathers was back in the days. And I would say, during the crack epidemic and all that, during that time or whatever, fathers just, they was out doing their own thing, drugs and jail and a lot, those situations.
Right.
Now, most men, not all, most men want to be in a child life, especially when you see that baby being born. Because I know for me, when me and you was talking and we just was talking about it, just brought back memories of when my daughter was born. Just to see her actually take her first breath, to see her, cry, to see her go from light to brown to just all these different things is going on.
Right.
All these different things is going on, and you actually seeing this. Most men want that. They want to stay around for that. They not gonna leave that.
Right.
And ladies, that's why you gotta really do your. And I know I'm talking to pretty much younger women. You really gotta choose better men to be fathers. Stop having all these kids by this same small percentage of men who don't want to be fathers. Because once that baby is brought into this world, you have to, a man is going to want to do the best thing for this child. Like, he wants to give this child the best, and me and you was talking, Dan, and I was like, I just was getting goosebumps just thinking about when my daughter was born.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you see that baby and once you hold that baby, kiss that, just the smell of that child, just basically you start, your mind and your brain just start funding, okay, I need to protect this child. I need to plan this child's future. I need to make sure that she's doing this or he's doing that. I need to, I mean, you immediately start thinking about basketball, football, cheerleading, all this, and this baby has just been born. And you just start thinking about 10, 15, 20 years from now, the future of this child. That's what men do. That's what most men do.
Yeah.
Now, you get different situations that come in and change that, with the mother, whatever. But most men, we want to be there for our kids, man. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I feel like, I know it was an honor for you to ask me to be the, your daughter's godfather, but I'm excited because I get I was there when, when it's before the journey even started. We talked about that. We talked about how
Cleve been there. Well, first of all, Cleve been there.
I've been there since
a long time, if you guys don't know. But
14, 15 years old.
During the journey of divorce, and shortly after he was going through a divorce, it was like, so he'd been with me through that journey. And like I said earlier, I was on my way to Africa. I was dating an African girl at the time. Things didn't work out. And so I continued to travel. And then when I came here, and that's when I met my wife. And
the beautiful thing is, Daniel, like I was telling you earlier, like I got a chance to actually, because my wife said, "Are you happy? You excited?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But I express myself differently." I said, because on the inside, I'm ecstatic because I was there when you got your divorce and you said, "Man, look, I'm leaving. I'm going to find my wife." and I'm about to get my family, and I'm gonna be happy. And I actually seen this thing develop. So I told my wife, I'm like, I'm excited about, because you told me what you was gonna do, and I seen you do it.
The process,
I seen the process. So to me, it was like, this is what men do. This is what we do. We don't let one woman deter us. Just like with me, I went through a divorce, and I wasn't gonna let one relationship, deter me from being happy, of finding, my next wife, or building a family.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm ecstatic because I was there. I seen it develop, and you push me and motivate me.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? To want to do the exact same thing.
Right.
So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. Look, bro, I am happy for you, man.
Thank you,
It is
bro.
a blessing, man. And hey, that's your future there.
Yeah.
That's your future, man.
I'm definitely gonna put a video together shortly. I just got to do some editing and try to put a little something together. But yeah, Andre, man, I'm happy. I'm happy to be a father again, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting when your time come. I know your wife wanted that baby a couple of years back. I've been since I've been subscribed to you guys. Love Crossing Borders. Cleveland, that's the name of their channel. Love Andre and Andrea.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna subscribe.
Yeah, check them out, man. Beautiful couple. Every time I saw this guy, I was seeing like it was like a mirror of me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, dang, like, okay, he's a dark-skinned brother. I'm a dark-skinned brother. He's in Colombia. I'm in the Dominican Republic. I said, like, man, it was like we were running parallel. But
it lines up.
Yeah. But he already had done took off, and I still had a few more years left, so I was still back and forth until I actually retired. But he already had done took off and settled in, which I was settled in, but I still had to report the duty, use my sick time, use my vacation time, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man, because it's a lot of and listen, I know y'all ladies out here saying, where all the good men at? We were good women, man. We were good women. That's where we at.
Yeah,
that's where we at. We were good women.
And earlier, Andre, we are mirrors. That's so true. Yeah, that is so true. But yeah, earlier, Andre, I had to get on Mr. Boyce because I didn't like how I thought it was very distasteful. Not in a personal way, because I don't know him on a personal level, but I just thought it was just distasteful because how much he talked about how educated he is, how he attacking I felt like he was attacking a man who's deceased, which is Kevin Samuels. So we talked about that earlier too. I was just trying to catch you up to speed. And he said that if you're dating outside of your race, so that's why I'm bringing this back to you, brother. He was like, if you date outside your race, you don't have a voice, and you can't talk about, if you ain't got no black women by your side, then shut the F up and da da da. And I was like, what? But anyway. I was, I took the high road, but I had to explain it to him, even though he may not ever get this. Again, his Latino is not a race, and there is no race. That is a social construct.
Yeah, it's the human race.
It's made up, and like I said before, for those who came on late, all humanity come from Africa, male or female. So for those who are listening, if you don't know, you know now, and if you don't believe me, Google it. Humanity, life come out of Africa. I don't care if you're Chinese, white, Arab, whoever you call yourself, whatever group you associate yourself with, humanity started out of Africa. And as far as Latino concerned, Latino is not a race.
It's not a race. So
that's what I pretty much said. That was my message to the Dr. Boyce. Again, I'm not about to do any attacking or whatever. I'm not petty. I still subscribe to Dr. Boyce.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff I disagree with, and that was prior to. I'm not one of those petty type of person where I say I'm unsubscribe. No, I still subscribe to the brother. Sometimes he say some stuff that I listen to. Some stuff when I disagree with it, I just disagree with it, and I keep it moving. And we have to learn as Black people that just because we disagree with somebody, don't mean we have to wish them hell.
Yeah, and it would take for you to directly, come at me or do something to me in order for me to say, you know what, I'm done. Like I was saying, I have several people on Facebook, who just was going in on on Kevin Samuel. And I'm like, I got a chance to just stroll and keep it moving. Like, okay, yeah, that's his opinion.
But it's crazy though. But it's like we the only community that we will bash you until you, even when you're dead, we still stepping on your grave. I mean, it's like, come on, man. What happened to being ethical and moral? Does that still exist in the Black urban community?
But they'll argue about a rapper, who's caused havoc in a city,
right?
But they'll say, man, that free him and he need to.
Right.
Man, we support the most craziest thing in our community, man.
And that's why we're not going forward. And
we support the most crazy. Just like I was saying last night, like me seeing the stuff that I seen last night, I couldn't believe what I was seeing from my women. I mean, of course, I'm used to men acting like men and being, barbaric and in the middle of the street and playing loud music, but it blew my mind to see these young women out there acting like that. I'm like, wow. And the dude just standing back in the cut and the women just, I was like,
being vulgar and very overt.
I couldn't believe it. And I mean, like I said, we had Freaknik and all these different things where Freaknik, if you think about it, Freaknik was known for women and guys to act freakish. That's what it was for.
Yeah, but
every day.
But here's the thing, though, Clave. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Here's the thing.
No, you're fine.
Those Freaknik days were young people.
Yeah.
Those Freaknik days
was young people and older folks.
Right. But back then when we were young, you didn't see 40 and 50-year-old people act the way they act today.
Nah.
That's the problem. We don't want to.
I didn't see a lot of women acting the way I see them acting now as well.
That is correct.
Like I'm telling you, I seen this woman. Matter of fact, it was her and her friend just walking in the middle of the street, and a dude blowing the horn. So she just walked up towards this car and just gave him the middle finger. I'm like, this dude could just pull out a gun and just shoot you, woman. And she was no rough looking woman. She was a nice looking young lady.
Right. I guess your dog wanted to be on the show.
Hey, look, that's my MR.
That's your MO. Yeah, but yeah, man. But we're gonna cut this thing short. My mother-in-law here, she helped supporting us with the baby and all. But any last words you want to say, man, before we close it up?
Yeah, just people hit the like button, subscribe, which my dog, he trying to talk as well. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. We want to appreciate everybody that come in and support us. We really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
My last words is, listen, we really got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we do.
And for me, I'm gonna do as much as I can while I'm still here, but I don't plan on. I'm gonna do as much as I can while I'm still here. To get our community to where close to where it needs to be. But we can't expect nobody to come help us, man. We got to do it ourselves. We got to put in the work, and that's pretty much. Oh, also, happy birthday to my homeboy Will, man. Happy birthday.
All right. Thank you, Miss Carter, for coming in. We appreciate your time and your energy. Brother Merkel Mike, thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Andre and Andrea, thank you guys for coming in. We appreciate you all. And again, we're a small channel. We're still trying to grow. We just try to keep it positive. But on Sundays, we call it Guy Talk, where we talk about a variety of subjects. But throughout the week, and we have shows throughout the week, again, this is a variety show. We're not, we don't just talk about one particular thing. So, and I will be releasing a video. I'm trying to edit a video with my daughter and everything. Put a little video together. And just share it with the subscribers. Again, I want to thank you. Even though we have a small channel, I'm thankful and I'm grateful for every opportunity. So thank you. We out.